Our service is very common in developed countries, like in US, Europe, very common. In Vietnam, there is no this kind of service vendors. That's why the Archis is on-demand knowledge sharing platform. They're connecting individual experts to our client companies by sharing 1 hour knowledge. They can get enough compensations. But this is not only their motivations. The reason why they cooperate with us is so we try to find the way to maximize, open up their opportunities to share their knowledge or give the value to their knowledge.
Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Vietnam Rising, and I'm Tom, your host. And today we are doing another Zoom's interview with one of my connections I've known for like 3 years, but actually today is the first time we ever talk directly, get to know what he's doing right now. So very interesting topics. And hi Kato, can you tell us more? What are we gonna talk about today?
I'm Hiroki Kato, founder and CEO of Archis. And Archis is an on-demand knowledge sharing platform to connecting individual experts to the client's company all over the world. Then by doing that, we try to share the market insights with our clients. Then I started this company 2 years ago when I was working at principal investment firm in Singapore. Then I tried to invest on these emerging markets, so Vietnam companies. But I faced two difficulties when I tried to invest on local markets because of the difficulty to access market insight, market information. That's why we try to develop the knowledge sharing platform. So that's all foreign investors, multinational company can enter these growing markets more easily by accessing primary market informations. Then to do that, we try to recruit industrial experts all over Asia. Unexpectedly, COVID-19 accelerate this kind of remote knowledge sharing trends. But still, we are confident to succeed the business. We try to focus on growing markets, right markets with right timing, with right team. So today, I'd like to share what is the tips to build this kind of growing services in Vietnam for global markets. Yeah.
All
Thank you
right.
very much.
Very, very interesting. And one of the also very similar to what one of the reasons why Vietnam Rising was born is because we want to help people to bring business or work having business in Vietnam going globally or vice versa. So how does it work for a company to work with artists? Would they come to you? They would tell you this is what they need, and you will introduce the expert with their rates on it, or how does it? How's the matching
good question.
procedure?
Our service is very common in developed countries, like in US, Europe, very common. Then now in Japan, China, this service is getting more popular. But in Vietnam, there is no this kind of service vendors. That's why let me quickly introduce what we are doing. The Archis is on-demand knowledge sharing platform. They're connecting individual experts to our client companies. Then connect mean basically we try to understand our clients' requirements. For example, they like to understand retail market in Vietnam or fintech startup companies trend in Vietnam. Anyway, they have a specific topic they like to deepen their understanding. Then we try to find those experts working play an important role in those industry or those companies. Then try to match with our clients. Then our experts try to share their knowledge through 1 hour interview, 1 hour spot consultations. So in other words, our clients can access the market information, primary informations by asking a lot of questions through online one-on-one interview. So this kind of 1 hour interview, we arrange across the region, across industry. So this is our knowledge sharing services. Yeah.
And how does one expert price their consulting rate or their expert rates on artists? How does one price their expertise? For example, if I have 10 years of experience in logistics, then what would be the rates for that?
Yeah, to be honest, depend on the expert, the fee varies a lot. But on average, we can compensate for experts 200, 200 or sometimes 300. Or if the executive class, like C-class experts, we can compensate even 500 or more per 1 hour. But on average, 200 US dollars, we can pay for each expert. That's why the experts are very positive to join this kind of knowledge sharing, because by sharing 1 hour knowledge within 1 hour, they can get enough compensations. But this is not only their motivations. The reason why they cooperate with us is they try to find a way to contribute to others, leveraging their valuable knowledge, because most cases, the knowledge of yourself is valuable for others in the world, somewhere in the world. So we try to find the way to maximize, open up their opportunities to share their knowledge or give the value to their knowledge. So not only money. In most cases, try to contribute to others is also big motivations for our experts.
So giving back to the community or giving back for other people who open opportunities in Vietnam. Go back exactly what the problem that you face, right? When you go to a, especially non-English speaking country like Vietnam, it's very difficult to identify who is the expert in here. So my questions to you is how do you solve that? Like, how do you make sure that the expert that you bring on Arches is like the good one, or like the trustworthy one?
Not easy to identify this expert as right one or not, but at least we can have backgrounds, which company, what kind of experience that expert have. And also we try to check their qualities by the screening question first. So can you answer this question? Do you have this kind of knowledge? Then they try to, we try to screen whether they can have enough knowledge and they can share or not by those screening tests. Plus, when we arrange, when we match that expert to our clients, we also try to have the cancellation policy. If this expert cannot share enough knowledge within first 10 minutes through that spot consulting, our clients can cancel for free. So that's why from the beginnings, expert also understands if they try to show off their backgrounds, they try to pretend to be the capable experts, they will be canceled. So by doing that, we try to minimize the mismatch. And also keep the quality of the experts.
I'm very curious about this, actually. So, Vietnam is still developing. That means that our technology or our startup or our business model usually a bit outdated or slower than Hong Kong, Japan, or like US, right? And that's why a lot of companies, they are trying to bring business in Vietnam, a new technology, a new business model into Vietnam. So if the company and a startup, a tech startup, and they are bringing an innovative technologies into Vietnam, and they are trying to use the expert consultations to learn about Vietnam market in general. But the problem with the expert is that they are not up to date with this technology. So sometimes, this is the common reason for developing countries where the expert, they know their market very well, but sometimes the way things work is very manual, very traditional. So now with the technologies new coming in, would they more leaning to saying that this technology will be not successful in Vietnam? And would the technologies insight that they have undermine their overall insights about the market?
Oh, so in that sense, actually, you said if we think about the technology, so in Vietnam is relatively a bit behind other developed countries like US or China, even Japan. But then that's why. So when we arrange expert interview with Vietnamese professionals. The topic is not cutting edge technologies, but they would like to understand how to localize our product to the Vietnam to expand a business to Vietnam, or try to develop the strong operation team in Vietnam. How to find a good factory, how to develop good factories, how to recruit the capable Vietnamese members, then try to engage them. That kind of needs hearing, and also try to understand how to develop a strong operation team in Vietnam. That is key topic. Then, and also that's why our team is located in Vietnam, but we have the office in Singapore, Tokyo, Shanghai as well. Then we covering all over Asia. So because I like Vietnam, or because for some reasons we develop the biggest operation in Vietnam, but our main market is of course not limited to Vietnam. Our key market is still China, Japan, and all Asia region, and some India.
So you're saying that the paying customer are from those?
Sorry, it's a bit complicated. Our paying customers located in Japan, China, Hong Kong, Singapore, and US, Europe. These are our key clients countries. Then our coverage in other words, our expert network located in all over Asia, or growing Asian country plus Japan.
Okay.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah.
So from that insight of those customers, would you say what are the key trends right now for corporations to look into Asia or in Vietnam in general? What are the investment trend right now for those companies?
Investment trends. So this is not 100% aligned with actual trend, but at least if we focus on our clients, so they are interested in Asia regions, then especially the industry-wise, the topic-wise, healthcare, and also retails, then real estate, and some logistics, and also multiple tech. So health tech, prop tech, fintech. Yeah, that kind of multiple tech is their hot topic.
I see. But are they interested? Please finish. Please finish.
Yeah, so this kind of big legend industry plus multiple tech, and also specific new services, new topic like esports, food delivery, that kind of specific exact services they interested in pinpoint. Yeah.
I see. But are they interested in terms of investing in existing companies in Vietnam, with those technology and those business model, or they are interested in bringing their own business into those markets?
Both. Then anyway, they are interested in Vietnam markets. So to expand a business here, then by doing that, they try to invest, develop a chain by themselves from the beginning, or just invest on the local company to expand more quickly. There's depend on their options. Then not easy to compare which is often the case, right? But depend on the industry, depend on the company, the story is a bit different. But basically, the country like Vietnam, Thai, Indonesia, they're kind of small barrier, language barriers, regulation barriers. So those specific countries, they have some barrier for foreign countries. They prefer to invest on local company first, then try to scale up, leveraging that kind of local branch or local subsidiary. So that is their way. If they're corporates, right? If they're corporates.
I see.
If their client is investment firm, they just invest. They're just waiting for their growth to get capital gain.
I see. But I'm curious. So if an expert on your platform, and then a client found an expert and they were working very well, and they worked through so much investment, sort of what if those company poach your consultant or poach your expert to work directly within their project? Would that be a risk? Does Archie consider that's a risk, or something that you support?
I see. This is a good question. And also one of the biggest risks of our business model. But simply speaking, we try to hedge those risks by contracts for each other. So then, for client sides, we have the clear strict contract. They cannot work with our expert directly. After 1 year, we connect the expert to the clients. Then also our clients, most case coming from professional industry, like investment firm, including private equity and public equity, and also consulting firm, professional consulting firm, strategy consulting firm like McKinsey, BCG, and Big Four. So those companies really rarely breach the contract. Yeah, so they don't try to approach to our expert directly. Then also for experts as well. So before they join this kind of consultation with our clients, they have to agree to terms and use. Then they will belong to us, Archis. They work at Archis Consultant. So that's why we can guarantee to make compensation, and also we can hedge all compliance risk. But in exchange for this, they cannot work with the clients directly for next 1 year. So that is the way we matching each side.
I see. That's very interesting. But do you see in the future where artists will become like, I guess that's kind of impossible, or it's kind of hard, right, to control that, like with them not going outside the platform and work directly with each other. Okay, so as an expert in finding expert and bringing them to the platform, how do you do your headhunting? Like, how do you find those experts? Or is there any particular industry that you're targeting in? Like, oh, we're going to find a lot of expert, X amount of expert in this particular industry? Or how does it work for you to grow the numbers in your platform?
Good question. And good question mean a bit difficult for me to answer clearly because that is a kind of confidential part. But I'm very open to share because for Vietnam Rising, right?
Oh yeah, thank you. This is exclusive content, guys. So
so please
only
don't
on Vietnam
share
Rising.
splits. But because our operation is very similar to HR industry as well, right? So recruiting experts is very similar what HR headhunters doing. But our clients is consulting firm, investment firm, then we provide their knowledge, not they themselves. That's why a bit different service from HR industry. But our operation is very similar to HR industry in terms of recruiting. Then how to recruit? So there's mainly two patterns of recruiting. One pattern is try to develop our database daily basis. Or second patterns, we try to recruit experts when we get a specific projects. So this is a two different timing of the recruiting. Then how to recruit. So we try to have clear also two way for recruiting. One is recruit by ourselves. Another way, asking other to referral. So there's two main way. Then when we do recruiting by ourselves, we try to leverage our IT system, IT technologies. This part's still a bit confidential, but we try to develop some IT tools, try to access the market's informations automatically, then find the right experts, information with contact, then try to approach to them automatically. But anyway, our recruiters have that kind of IT tools, then try to approach to those experts quickly. But not only this kind of IT tools, but also they try to conduct cold calling or sometimes join events. That kind of a kind of old type recruiting also still effective, especially in the growing Asian markets. But on the other hand, we also have the system to get referral effectively. So we try to have the communities per each industry, each country, then try to develop that kind of referral program so that we can get the referral in timely manner. So that is also what doing to find the experts quickly. Then this kind of activity we are doing for daily basis, regardless our actual project, or when we get the actual project, we also do this activity quickly as well. That is overall
like the overall strategy.
Guideline.
Okay,
strategies.
we will try to skim this so that it's not released too much out there. But thank you for sharing. So for the audience, right? So people who listen to Vietnam Rising are people who kind of interested in doing business in Vietnam, and they are, but there are limit. The reason we started the podcast is because I see that a lot of people try and get in Vietnam because it's a developing country, it's a hot market right now, but they don't have the expertise. They don't know what's going on in here because most content are in Vietnamese, not in English. That's why Vietnam Rising is born. So I would like to ask a few questions that were very beneficial to the audience, and you can share your expert and your insight on this, right? So for somebody want to go do business in Vietnam before they find Arches, or they would come to Vietnam and they would try to find an expert, right? What would be your recommend? Not the top one thing that you need to check about that expert before taking that advice.
Oh, so you mean a foreign client, foreign company when they try to expand a business in Vietnam?
Like one person or one company, when they go to Vietnam and they were scouting the market, they were researching the market, and they found an expert already, right? What is one thing that they need to make sure before they asking that expert about like an advice or an insight? How do they know that person is worthy to listen to, and it's not bullshitting, or it's not just try to scheme somebody, right?
I see. But if just talk about expert interviews, to be honest, the cost per interview is not so expensive for our clients. That's why, of course, after careful screening process, like I just shared earlier.
Yeah.
So I think they just conduct interview. Then by discussing and chatting with those local experts, they can get a lot of insight most cases than they guess, than they thought. So that's why basically after careful screenings by background check, screening questions, then also with cancellations policy, I think they just join the interviews without any worry. Then try to ask effective questions a lot. But what they have to care is they should not ask too much confidential information, because they cannot share some information because of the agreement with their employers. But other than that, most cases, people are very happy to share their knowledge with others by helping others. Yeah, so that's why just questions proactively. Then, but if there's one tips, most cases, people, if they are not get used to this kind of expert interview, their question is not structures. So they should have the clear questionnaires in advance. Then if I can get answer for each these questionnaires, I can justify my hypothesis, or I can decide, I can make decisions for the next step. So then to make decisions, to justify our hypothesis, what kind of information we should collect. Those, by doing that, they should design the questionnaire first. That is one of the tips to have a successful interview.
I see. So for example, if artists have a lot of expert within one industry for that one particular industry, then how do you choose which expert to match with which client?
But there's the matching, right? Matchings by understanding our client's requirements deeply, and also by understanding the expert knowledge deeply. Then just match. But these parts, to be honest, we still try to find a way to do it by automations using AI technologies. But to be honest, not easy still. We can do the keyword matching, but still our client is top business persons like investor or study consultant. That's why we try to hire very, capable business persons, other project managers. They try to discuss our clients quickly, then try to understand their requirements accurately, then try to give the right direction to our recruiting members. Then they try to find experts, but not just their background. We try to screen their knowledge, then try to match in the custom way. So it takes a bit still operation cost, but very important to achieve the high quality matching.
Would you recommend people to clients to interview multiple experts, or would you just recommend them to just go with maybe like maximum how much expert?
Depends. In terms of our profit creations, of course, we try to ask them to have interview more and more.
Yeah.
But basically, clients need first, or our key purpose is try to meet our client expectation, try to deliver the value to the clients. So if so, we try to find a way to try to find the right experts with our clients so that our clients can get that information, local insight within minimum resources. So that's why if we can find the best match experts, in the end, maybe they cannot interview only one. But in the end, by doing that, our client satisfaction increase, and we can continue. We can build a strong relationship. That's why we don't push them to conduct interview, but we try to make our best effort to propose the right expert as many as possible. Then till they can collect enough information. As a result, if they try to do the due diligence, they try to conduct 10, 20 interviews per one project, or sometimes they just conduct interview only one interview for per one project. So depending on the project, and also the expert we can propose, the number of interview itself change, but we don't push them. We try to find a way to arrange the best match expert interview, then so that they can collect the information, minimum cost and time. Yeah.
I see. Very interesting. Would you recommend clients to do consumer market research alongside with expert research or like expert interview like you, or what is the pros and cons between those two methods to find market insight?
I see. But this is not pros and cons, but depend on their purpose. What kind of information they like to get. They should use consumer interview or they should do expert interviews. Then the boundary between them is a bit big, but basically a consumer research company like maybe, for example, Nielsen, Counters, those companies, they have the panel with the basic kind of demographic information like age or generations. Then they can provide their insight, consumer needs or insight to the clients. So in other words, the clients who like to understand customer insights, they should use customer interview services, right? Consumer interview services. But if they would like to understand the competitors, trends, or the operation KPI, what is the strategy of other players, what is the value chain, then also big market trends. If so, they should conduct expert interview with the benchmark companies, or they should try to talk with the market experts. So that's why the purpose they like to access the information they like to get is a bit different, right? So that's why depend on the information they like, knowledge they like to get. They should make use of our service, our customer research services.
I see. Very interesting. Yeah. So to summarize all the insights right now, so thank you for like very insightful advice for the audience. Would you summarize what is one skill or experience that you would recommend to the listener to excel doing business in Vietnam? One skill or experience.
I don't know. We call this skill, but a kind of tips when you have formulate the strategies. So see global from the beginning. Then the meaning is don't overestimate the market size of Vietnam, and also don't underestimate the attractiveness of Vietnam market as the operations market. Then it means that, to be honest, simply speaking, Vietnam market still very growing, but still very small, very small. If you compare to Japan, I guess 120s, the 5% of Japan total market, compared to China, even 2 or 3%. That's why if you start a business, you try to see the global market from the beginning. then try to find a way to sell your product to the global large clients from the beginning. But on the other hand, if you think about team development, product development, Vietnam market is one of the best place. So when you start a business in Vietnam, other clients, you should try to find a way to sell your product to the global clients. If your service is, for example, IT service, even the IT service easily cross border, I think the clients should be good clients, fruits located in foreign countries. But if you try to develop the service, you try to have a team in Vietnam. So this is key tips. Then first, you try to sell your service to the foreign clients. Then by doing that, even there's competition in global markets, not so difficult to make cash, make sales. By doing that, you can have good brands and also reputations. Then you can have the chance to raise funds in the global market as well. Then after that, you can invest that cash to develop your team in Vietnam, to expand your team more. Then once Vietnam market growing enough, you can sell that service to domestic. So that is the golden rules. If you just focus on domestic market from the beginnings, you cannot make sales such quickly. And you cannot raise funds so quickly. So as a result, the competitors who see the global market from the beginnings, you cannot compete with them. So that is, I think, one of the tips. If you start a business in Vietnam, see the global markets. But other clients, then see the domestic market as operations developments. Yeah, that is, I think, key tips.
Wow, that's very, very interesting because, like in Vietnam, the Vietnam startup community or like the tech startup community, a lot of them, like the Vietnam homegrown startup, usually they start local first, right? They start local first. But I think that I really like your point about going global, because if you're doing tech, if you're wanting to do something like life changing, then it should be able to adapt globally and not just within Vietnam.
Yeah.
Because even though Vietnam has 100 million people as populations, we only have 2 big cities. The rest are rurals where it's non-development, and 90% of like operations and everything is flow within 2 cities. And the competitions within those 2 market alone is already very, very competitive. So very good point on that. Is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, but I agree with you. So Vietnam markets, maybe people think that try to sell the service to the global market seems very tough, very difficult. But to be honest, thanks to COVID-19, the COVID-19 sometimes not good things, but basically COVID-19 is, of course, but event for us. But on the other hand, they change the market. They're now one of the most easiest timing to the remote sales for remote sales, right? So that's why even you located in Vietnam, you can easily find a way to access the local global clients from Vietnam.
That's true.
So that's why in the past, when we have the services, they try to locate in close to our clients for sales purpose. Then they believe that by locating close to the clients, we can sell our product easily. But now, I think because of COVID-19, we should locate it in the operations place, operation development place more. Then just sell that product to the global market by remote sales. It's more better fit. Then so it's more easy for Vietnamese young talent to success their business. So then if you still need local sales member, you just hire remotely. So we actually hiring a lot of remote members in Japan, Shanghai, Singapore, Hong Kong. Not too difficult working remotely right now. So second, remote workers are more, useful after COVID-19. This is also a different change. Yeah. So, but
What do you
anyway, for
mean?
these reasons,
What do you mean like more useful when times change?
more
Like,
useful me, more easy to use, leverage.
okay.
So more and more people try to independent from the company and more get used to work remotely. So in the past, if they just go to the office every day, they basically feel more strong belongings to the company, and also they do not get used to work remotely. But now they work from home, then they have more time to think about their career. Then they start thinking, oh, shall we start side business? And also, I'm confident I can work remotely. So this is a market big change. That's why we can leverage the remote workers more. So that's why we can stay in Vietnam, then focus on developing the strong team. Then try to sell our service remotely, hiring the local the freelancers or sales members. And also even we can remote sales from Vietnam. So that's why more easy for Vietnamese young talent to sell your future product to the clients. But that is very important, not just focus on local clients. So compared to local clients, they can easily pay for your service.
Yeah, I think one of the strategy or the recommend strategy is to for us for Vietnam like outsourcing team, they would use one of the I saw this, I came across this on a website and I saw it's kind of amazing that they say, oh, we are very expert in spend in charging in USD but spend in VND. Which is really good way to summarize that, right? Basically get the global market but operate and spend like in VND, which is much cheaper.
Actually, yes. But yeah, COVID-19 accelerates this market trend. Then we are growing even faster after COVID-19. Then remote work is a market trend. So knowledge sharing itself market trends. But not only knowledge sharing, but thanks to remote work, more and more clients try to access market information without going business trip. Then they try to access market insight, market information remotely from their countries. How? Ask us to arrange a interview remotely. So that is also client side, good trend for us. But then we look at it in Vietnam, then can try to sell our service to our clients globally, and also actually deliver our service remotely.
I see.
So that's why please, if I talk about the second tips, please find a way to sell your, not sales activity itself, your service itself should be provided remotely, online. Online service is also very important to close border. Yeah.
But so what would you recommend for like an expert, or like if they being on artists and they want to deliver like the interview, right? What is gonna be the most different between face to face and digital or interview, like a digital interview?
To be honest, there is no difficulty between in person and also online. But if I say difficulty, only one point. If we talk in persons, experts feel more relieved to disclose the information without any hesitations. But if remotely through web, they bit worry they are recording or how should I say there is the clear record
confidential
confidential. That's why some experts hesitate to share key informations a bit. Then talk in person, then try to casual chat with coffee. So sometimes make effective to get that kind of detailed insights. But still, basically our service, they try to work each other as a professional. They try to share their knowledge as much as possible within, protecting their confidentiality. So if so, not so big difference, basically. Yeah.
But you mentioned a point where it's very interesting because, like especially in Asia, the culture is that you need to get to know each other. to share experience, or you need to have coffee, you have dinner, you have to make the relationship happen before you share knowledge. So bring this in, basically it's kind of like very different from the culture. Like how, like, would people more hesitant because of it, or now people are more open about because it's remote now?
Right. So as you said, that is the culture. It's not only Vietnam, in Japan as well. So network is still very important.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I like to disrupt that kind of inefficient cultures. So if the network, of course, network is very important to, how should I say, to develop the trustworthy relationship. Then because of network mean have some relationship, trustworthy relationship. So that's why if introduced by developing the relationship, then after that we get referral from others, then we can make the business. Can make sense. But on the other hand, try to understand marketing information. Not need to spare such time every time, right? So in other words, if try to start business in Vietnam, we have to send one expat member local, then try to build a relationship, then try to have relationship for 1 year, then start the business. It's too time consuming. But I believe some parts still we need that kind of trustworthy relationship, but some parts we can minimize that kind of process. Why not they have to, they just could have interview remotely from Japan, from China, from US. Then when they actually invest, they should come to Vietnam, then talk with that kind of target company in person. Before that, let's try to do it everything in an efficient way with minimum cost and time. So that is our concept. Then I believe as long as our service can save their time and cost, people gradually shifting our side. Because capital market like efficient business, try to be efficient as much as possible. So that's why I try to maybe that while disrupt is correct or not with discussions, but I like to get rid of efficiency from the markets in terms of market research or information access.
Very interesting perspective. Would you say that is the general mentality for you when build up Arches? Is that efficiency? How do we disrupt the industry, the culture in Asia in doing business? Is that what the vision and the missions for Arches is?
Mission. Our mission is share intelligence, empower Asia. So share intelligence, I try to connect individual experts, intelligence, knowledge to the clients, then give them the opportunity to share their knowledge to others. By doing that, we like to empower Asian markets because Asian market have a lot of potential. But because of inefficient cultures, because of language barriers, because of some reasons, I think also we can grow. Vietnam market even grow faster. But because of those reasons, the speed is not maximum. So we like to speed up the growth, accelerate the growth of these markets by knowledge sharing opportunities. So that is what we try to achieve. Then that's why we try to make it win-win, right? The clients very happy to get the knowledge, then try to invest on local markets. The local markets, they can get more investments, then can grow faster. And also individual perspective, they can maximize their opportunities, they balance their knowledge. So that's why if we can make this happen, everyone be happy. That is our true. Passion. We have to achieve.
Yes, it's a win-win situations for everyone, right?
Yeah.
I can see that you're very passionate about Arches, and I can see that the way, the vision, or the way you guys operating are trying to change or trying to help the market as a whole to go up, right? Or is that because you want to tap in this potential of Asia market?
I like to be the role model of the Japanese entrepreneurs because maybe in Japan there is few entrepreneurs and also few people see global from the beginning.
Really?
As oppositely, I told because Japan domestic market is not small but not super big enough, but they can make some business domestically. That's why most people not see the global from the beginning. Then they try to just focus on domestic market. They compete each other in domestic markets. So I would like to change that kind of situations by being the role model. I can make the business globally. Also, there's a lot of potentials because of the difficulty to access market information because of some barriers. These countries still not maximize the potential. That's why, if I can do this, it's more than happy. But we have same passions. Let's try to maximize the market potential and also maximize individual expert potential.
You moved from Singapore to Vietnam, right? Is it because of that, like the story earlier you said, when because that like the deal that failed that makes you want to go to Vietnam? Because usually, if that country you have bad history with, usually you don't really want to go because there's a stereotype, right? Then why? What makes you still want to go to Vietnam instead of any other options in Asia?
But this is related to what I share, the tips of Vietnam business. Vietnam is one of the best city to develop the chain. Then there's a lot of capable business persons, including engineers and also business consultants, business operators. So from multiple countries. Yeah. Then life in Vietnam is so nice, but living costs in Vietnam is still reasonable. That's why the market size is, of course, still smaller than other big countries. But if we develop team, I'm confident we can have very strong team, not prior to other countries. Especially if we try to develop a strong engineer and also business operation team in English, much easier than in Japan. Yeah. But costs is much more reasonable at this moment. And also we can, this the main market in the futures. That's why we should look at it in this growing markets, then having a team with the energy. So if we have a team in Japan, cost is expensive and also kind of market trend, atmosphere is very downtrend. This is also what's seriously very important. So try to have the startup business in the middle of the growth markets, then try to engage the team with the strong mission, vision, value. It's very, very good. So but in conclusion, try to develop the strong team. Vietnam is ideal place, much better than in Singapore and Japan.
Yeah, I think that's very nice. Okay, so I think like the overall like today interview is very nicely already. So I just have one last questions for you is that if you have any other message that you would like the audience to take away, one message that you want them to take away from this episode, what would that be?
The kind of key message is if you like to challenge other entrepreneurs, let's try to challenge a light markets at light timing with right strategy, with right team. Then these are 4 key factors. Try to succeed in your business.
Right
then
market,
our case,
right timing,
right market, right timing,
right strategy, and right team.
Right team.
All right.
Then
can you
markets? Light markets. For example, in our case, global markets. Then light timing, COVID-19. Then light team. And most of our team are coming from management team coming from consulting or investment industry. So we can access. That's why we can access all our client industry easily. And also we have hiring a lot of multinational staff. That is a very strong team to deliver. Then also we look at in Vietnam. Then that is related to our strategies, but try to develop the key team in Vietnam. Then try to provide our service to a global market. That is a kind of strategies. But anyway, by doing that, we never fail to succeed in business. So that parts we have to, everyone, if you try to start business, try to think carefully. So this is the kind of tips I like to share.
Awesome. That's great. So the right market, the right time, the right strategy, and the right team, and where is it? So right market right now is the low global market. Right timing is COVID-19. Right strategy and right team is just to look into Vietnam and see if you could able to build up the operation team here. Is that right?
Yeah. So maybe if I talk in a different way. So light market, light timing, well, light team. Then
Uh-huh.
if this balanced, this is the right strategy. Yeah. So
So you have to need those three pillars to make a
So we have
successful
to think these
business.
three pillars, then try to balance, then balance or leverage these three. We try to have the strong strategies. So, but this is one of the key factors for to have the strong, effective strategies. But anyway, three key pillars, then have the key clear strategies. If you have it, you can grow your sales, then raise fund easily, then try to engage a team more, include a team more, then just go for it.
All right.
That is
So
the way.
so for people who want to see Archie's and maybe want to reach out to you, want to find about Archie's and what are you guys doing, they need an expert, they need to find you guys. Then how do they reach you or how do they find about Archie's?
Yeah, if you search archiesglobal.com, you can easily find us. And also, I'm very open to the direct message as well. So just search Hiroki Kato in Facebook,
Where?
then give me DM.
Where? On where?
Facebook.
Oh, Facebook. Okay. So
or LinkedIn, whichever.
LinkedIn. Okay. So just Arches is ARCHES global.com. That's where you can find Arches expert matching platform. And for Kato is what? Can you spell it out?
Hiroki Kato, HIROKI Hiroki Kato.
On Facebook and LinkedIn. All right. So if you guys want to see, want to reach out to him and want to learn more about how to excel business in Asia, not just Vietnam, okay? In Asia, Japan, Hong Kong, Singapore, etc., then contact Kato. And hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And I'll see you in the next one very, very soon. Bye-bye.
Yeah, we are hiring a lot, waiting for your application as well.
Yes, that's right. They're going to go flowing for you.